Hello there everyone, my name is Kirsten. So October has officially left and now we are currently in the mid part of November, so I kind of figured, you know what, I may as well go ahead and do another sort of monthly favorites video again, which of course I'm really sad that October has come and gone so fast and so quickly. But here we are now, just making another October monthly favorites video again. So before I go ahead and begin into this video, if you guys are new to this channel and if you haven't done so already, please do consider subscribing to my channel with the notifications on. I upload brand new videos every single Friday. So without further ado, I am gonna go ahead and dive right on into these October monthly favorites. So to begin into the movies and TV shows, there was quite a few handful of TV shows that I had a chance to watch this month, including some movies that I had a chance to watch as well. So to begin with the whole little movie section, there was quite a few at the top that I had a chance to see. The first one was based on the book by, of course, Stephen King, which is known as The Shining. Now, I've read the book and I thought the book was relatively good. And then when I had a chance to watch the movie, in my honest opinion, I thought it was okay. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but I felt like it could have been a little bit more better. But overall, I still found it to be interesting enough. I also had a chance to watch The Boy, which was pretty interesting as well. So for the anime section, I had a chance to watch Berserk for the very first time, which I thought was pretty graphic in some sexual scenes and of course really extremely violent scenes, which I really like anyway. So the three movies I had a chance to watch was, I believe it's called the Golden Age arc, and I watched 1 all the way through 3, and I have no idea if there's going to be a 4th one coming out or not, which I'm sure it probably will be in the future, or maybe it already has and it hasn't come to Netflix yet. But overall, pretty good anime, I would say. I'm really enjoying it. So another anime thing that I had a chance to watch on Netflix, as you guys know, sometime last year, I believe, I watched Castlevania, and this time I had a chance to watch season 2, and I thought it was also really good. I rather enjoyed it. And of course, moving on to the TV shows, there was quite a few handful of TV shows that I had a chance to watch. Of course, as you guys already know from my last monthly favorites video, I explained that I got into the Mayans, and I thought the Mayans was a really good TV show. It is a spin-off to the Sons of Anarchy series, and as a matter of fact, it just ended sometime, I think either last week or a couple weeks ago. Probably a couple weeks ago by now, simply because of the time and date that I'm going to be uploading this video. And overall, I'm really excited for the new season to come out sometime next year, which I'm sure will be out sometime in September sometime, like it normally does with Sons of Anarchy. I also had a chance to watch Supernatural season 13, which was also pretty good. Oh, and one thing I forgot too is another movie I had a chance to watch was known as Tales of Halloween, which was pretty strange and weird, but at the same time kind of interesting, if you want to call it that. I don't know, I wasn't a huge fan, but I did find parts of it very interesting for some weird reason. And of course, last but most definitely not least, as you guys already know, sometime during October, especially around Halloween, I did mention that I wanted to start rewatching True Blood again. I gotta be honest with you, Even after Halloween ended, I still continued to watch the whole series anyway, simply because I missed watching that TV show and it brought back so many good memories of the times I would absolutely look forward to these episodes coming out every single year, pretty much. And I'm sure you guys pretty much know what I'm actually going to be talking about if you've seen my last monthly favorites video, but I had a chance to watch the whole complete 7 seasons of True Blood. Seasons 1 through 7, guys. I mean, can you believe all this dedication I actually put into so many times of actually starting a True Blood marathon? Which of course that's all I wanted to do for Halloween anyway, and even after Halloween, which was sometime in November, some of this stuff I feel like should have been part of my November favorites video, but I'm all like, you know what, since I'm starting my October monthly favorites video, I may as well go ahead and bring that up anyway, since the only thing I could do was just stay up late at night for just seasons 1 and 2. And after that, I still continued on with my whole TV show marathon. And it's a really good TV show. I highly recommend it. You guys should probably go check it out. Watch seasons 1 through 7. You'll thank me later. But yeah, those were all of my favorites or movies and TV shows that I had a chance to watch for the month of October. So moving on to the video games, there were a total of 3 video games that I had a chance to watch during the whole entire month of October, which of course, as you know, my favorite time of the year where I dedicate the whole entire time dedicated to horror. So the first game I had a chance to play was of course Alien Isolation. Now, when I first heard about Alien Isolation, I remember reading on a Game Informer magazine that it was supposed to be a really good game. And of course, I do have to admit that I even had a chance to watch at least one Let's Play in the past of like PewDiePie playing the whole entire video game, I assume, of just playing this game overall. It looked like a really interesting game, and I finally had a chance to pick it up over the summer and actually give it a good play sometime in the future. And I gotta admit that it reminds me a lot of Dead Space for some weird reason. The only difference is basically you're dealing with not just an alien, but with scavengers on the plane as well, which I thought was pretty unique and different. Versus with Dead Space, you're just trying to fight and fend for yourself from all these aliens from like one ship. But I was put off on it for a very long time simply because games that are based off of movies tend to be very shitty, and vice versa, switching the other way around. But playing this game really did change my mind about it, and I'm really glad that I gave it a really good play when I had the chance to do so. Really fun and creepy game. I highly recommend that you guys play this if you get into horror-based video games. Moving on to the next video game. Sometime about a couple years ago, I played a game called The Evil Within, and I had a chance to pick up The Evil Within 2 and give it a really good play. I really enjoyed the first game, and the fact that I actually went out of my way to go ahead and pick up this game and try out the sequel. I gotta say, I love this sequel just as much as the original, and I was easily pleased with it so much that I went out of my way to go ahead and play it for the second time. The second time being that I wanted to collect some items to obtain trophies and what have you. I haven't had a chance to obtain every single trophy from this game yet, but sometime in the future I will go back to replaying this game and actually give this whole entire game another go to just complete the trophies, and that's it. Overall, really good game. I highly encourage you guys go ahead and play this out as well. And of course, final game, but most definitely not least, I had a chance to play Haunting Ground. Now, sometime last year, I believe I played the game, I think maybe twice last year, and I had a chance to play this game again to simply just play the game out of enjoyment, basically. Which, of course, at this point, I'm already burnt out on this game because I played it like more than 100 times by now, let me tell you. So I know every single thing of what to do in this game at the top of my head pretty much. And the fact that I don't get quite as scared out like I did in the beginning when I first played it is kind of different now. But I still enjoy this game regardless. It's still pretty interesting to play. I highly encourage you guys to go ahead and play this game out if you haven't had a chance to do so already, because it's pretty fun and I enjoy it very much. So those were all of my video games that I had a chance to play this month. So moving on to some of the places that I've been, there wasn't a whole lot that I had a chance to explore this month, to be honest. I mean, I did went out of town a little bit. I think once for when I had to get a meeting of some kind. And the second one is the fact that I literally did, like, went out of town, like I think a couple hours away from Houston just to go into San Antonio. And exploring parts of San Antonio I thought was pretty interesting. I think it was really neat to see the Riverwalk, which of course I'm really sad that I haven't had a chance to get out of the car and explore the Riverwalk even more. The downtown San Antonio area looked very interesting, and if I could go back there again, just for the sake of the Riverwalk, I think I would do that another time. But the main reason why I ultimately went down into San Antonio was for my brother's girlfriend's baby shower, which I thought was also very interesting. I thought it was a nice atmosphere and pretty interesting party overall. Yeah, those were all the places that I had a chance to visit. Well, one place in particular that was kind of fascinating. So moving on to some of the foods that I had a chance to try out and actually loved. So I'm gonna go ahead and begin with restaurants that I've been to and stuff like that. Well, just one restaurant in particular. So sometime I think last month or maybe a couple of months ago, I went into this Italian restaurant called Italiano's. And the last time I went there, I had an eggplant parmesan. And this time I went in there to get like pasta with marinara sauce, and I thought it was good, obviously. And of course the majority of the stuff that I had from there was basically just stuff I made at home and things like that. I had a chance to try out the Soon veggie noodle soup, which of course is just plain old ramen noodle soup with just ramen noodles in it, of course, and I thought it was very flavorful and really good. I think about, I want to say months ago, I tried out an Explore cuisine, obviously, of just a red lentil panini, which I thought was really good. This time I tried out the black bean spaghetti pasta, and because it's relatively high in protein, it made me feel a little bit more full, a lot more faster. And the fact that it was pretty filling, I actually enjoyed the pasta all itself. It was definitely a lot more flavorful compared to just simple ordinary pasta. So as you guys know, I've been vegan for quite some time now, and I normally stick to almond milk, and this time I decided I wanted to kind of like get out of my space a little bit and try something a little bit different, and I decided to try out some soy milk. And there was something about it that was definitely a lot more flavorful. I really enjoyed it. I use it in smoothies, I drink it by itself in some mornings and in some afternoons. The nicest thing about soy milk is the fact that it's pretty high in vitamins and minerals. It definitely has a lot of more nutrient benefits compared to, let's say, dairy milk. And this is something I would recommend for you guys to try it anyway, because it's honestly really good. And of course, last but most definitely not least is of course some brooch buns. These brooch buns are by the Ossery Bakery. They're very thin buns. It was really hard for me to try to find really good brooch buns that were not made out of eggs, and I finally had a chance to find really good vegan brooch buns that were not made from eggs or dairy. And it's very flavorful and I enjoyed the taste of it. I can't stress enough how good this is. You guys should probably go ahead and try this out. And obviously I wanted to get outside of my comfort zone and try something a little bit different, and I did. And I found some really good vegan brooch buns. So those were all the food products that I had a chance to try out this month. So moving on to some of the music that I have been loving recently. So there has been 2 songs in particular that I have been loving the absolute most recently. The first one I wanted to bring up is like a really heavy metal band group, and that band is of course known as Arch Enemy. And there was one song in particular that I have been really loving the most, and that is of course The World Is Yours. And of course, listening to the lead singer's voice, it was really hard for me to imagine that it was actually a woman singing like the deep metal vocals, which I thought was really interesting. I mean, the only heavy metal band that I knew that could actually scream and growl was like somebody like Kitty, for example. And the fact that I found Arch Enemy, I have been listening to them a lot more recently, and especially The World Is Yours, because there was just something about it that was very catchy and entertaining, and just something that I felt like I was really inspired to pretty much have a voice, which is the reason why I absolutely love that song the absolute most. And I think the lead singer, Alicia White, is also pretty awesome. So I'm really glad that I had a really good chance to discover this band and has been loving their music ever since. And so, final song that I have been listening to and loving, but most definitely not least, I started re-listening to Within Temptation again. And the first song I wanted to bring up was called A Reckoning. The Reckoning was one of those songs that were very upbeat and powerful, which is the reason why I absolutely loved that song the most. And surprisingly, I haven't heard Within Temptation songs in a very long time, and the fact that I have been re-listening to them all over again really did bring back those memories of when I actually got into them the absolute most. I still love some of her music, and I kind of outgrew that band for quite some time, and now I've been re-listening to them and has been listening to their music ever since. Another song from them that I have been really loving lately, it is called Paradise, What About Us, featuring of course Tarja Turen from Nightwish. Now unfortunately she's not a part of Nightwish anymore. I think she left in like 2005, I think, which of course I'm really sad because I really did love her in Nightwish. She has a fantastic voice, and of course she's been singing solo for quite some time, And the thing with Tarja Turen is the fact that the way she sings is almost like an opera-related voice, which of course sounds like angels and parakeets mixed in together when she sings, which I absolutely find absolutely amazing in her voice. It's very unique, definitely for sure. She is most likely up there with Amy Lee, if not better, because I think she is just a fantastic singer. And with the fact that she collaborated with Within Temptation just to sing that song with the lead singer of Within Temptation, I just absolutely fell in love with that song from the very start. If you haven't listened to that song already, go try it out, because it's definitely a very powerful song and very fun to listen to. So those were all the songs that I've been listening to this month. So that is pretty much it for everything that I thought I would be sharing with you guys on what has been my absolute favorites for the month of October. I hope you guys enjoyed what I had to share with you guys. So if you did, be sure to sucker punch that like button down below. Comment down below as well. Let me know what it is that you guys did for Halloween. Let me know what has been your favorites for the whole entire month of October. And of course, if you guys are new to this channel and if you haven't done so already, please do dedicate the time and effort to subscribe to my lovely channel, join my little army of darkness, and if you hit that notification button, you will be updated with brand new videos every single Friday. If you guys are interested in following me outside of YouTube, all of my social medias will be listed in the description box right down below if you are indeed interested in checking them out yourself. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a completely chill week and awesome day or night, and I will talk to you all soon in the next video. So until then, stay completely dark and so fucking brutal and awesome, my friends. Take care. Bye for now.